Spend a day with me as a developer advocate representing Warp at DubHacks in Seattle. For those of you who haven't met me yet, I'm Jess and I am Warp's developer advocate. If you've watched our other videos on this channel, you may have seen my face before. Anyways, it's Saturday, October 14th, and DubHacks is happening this weekend. DubHacks is a 2-day hackathon at the University of Washington, also colloquially referred to as UW or UW. Warp sponsored this hackathon, and as a result, I have tickets to go, to represent Warp and to meet some amazing developers and students there. I'm pretty excited. A few days before the hackathon, our coordinator Tess sent me some swag. I live in Seattle, but most of the swag lives in our New York office or is shipped from our manufacturer. Warp is a fully remote company, so it's not as easy as heading into an office and grabbing a bunch of swag. We've got people living in Seattle, San Francisco, Texas, New York, and Canada. You'll see here I'm sorting through the t-shirts by size. Tess also sent me a package of Warp stickers. They're really nice to stick onto your laptop or water bottles. Once I've done some inventory, I've put half the t-shirts from each size into my Warp duffel bag so that I can carry them easily into campus. The other half I'm laying aside will be for tomorrow. Once I'm all loaded up, I'm going to hop into my car and head over to Pike's Place area to pick up my coworker Elvis. What's up? Elvis is a DevX engineer at Warp. Elvis currently lives in San Francisco, but loves going to conferences and hackathons and even volunteered to fly up to go to this one. Fun fact, Elvis and I actually went to the same college. Kind of. Now off to DubHacks. We parked at UW Tower and walked about 10 minutes to the hub, which stands for Husky Union Building. As you can see, I'm a bit tired from carrying this large duffel bag of t-shirts. Once we got to the hub, we checked in and set all of our stuff down. Then we had a bit of free time while the opening ceremony for the hackathon started, and students took time to form their hackathon teams. So we went to grab food. After our bellies were full from delicious Korean food from The Bob, we explored UW. It was an exciting day since the UW college team was playing against the Oregon's college football team. Both of these teams were undefeated 4-0 during that season, and it was probably the biggest college game of the year. The entire campus was packed with people dressed in purple, which is UW's colors, as well as a few in yellow and green, which I believe were Oregon's colors. It was insanely fun watching the marching band and hearing people singing and chanting as we walked by. When Elvis and I got back to the hub, we had some free time for the afternoon. I had some time to chat with the organizers and students from the hackathon. I learned that some students were working on projects with technologies that they had never touched before, like AR/VR. Other students seemed to be quite experienced. I chatted with one who had previously taken a leave from UW to work on his own startup and seemed to be brimming with other ideas that he wanted to code. By the way, one idea this student pitched me was the idea of sending physical Warp newsletters to our users. He claimed that it would feel more personalized to get a physical piece of mail in the mailbox about company updates, especially since he doesn't really receive much mail at his age. I'm curious what you think of this idea. Let me know in the comments. At 3 p.m. was the career fair. Warp had a dedicated table because we were a sponsor of DubHacks. We set up our Warp banner, spread out our swag, and Elvis had even gotten there early enough to claim the projector in the room.
Alright, we went out with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. What's up, everyone? Hey, how's it going? You interested in learning about Warp?
For the next hour, we talked to students who were interested in Warp. Some of them were looking for an internship or full-time job and handed over their resumes. Some of them were curious about the product itself. We explained to them what a terminal was and gave demos on the projector to help them visualize Warp. After about an hour, most of the students had left the room, and Elvis actually put the football game onto the projector.
What if I pause the game for a Warp demo?
A crowd of students gathered as we watched what was quite a close football game. After that, the hackathon students continued coding through the night. The next morning, that Sunday, I actually couldn't stay due to some other commitments that I had, but I dropped off the t-shirts with Elvis, who was able to stay that day. Also, as part of our sponsorship, Warp sponsors a Best Developer Tool track at the hackathon, which means that the hackathon groups can submit their project to this track, and if they win, then they get whatever prize we offered. I'm not sure if it's an Xbox or a pair of AirPods. Not quite sure. But on Sunday at the end of the hackathon, we had a few students submit to this track, and Elvis actually picked the winner. This is what the winners built. This project is called Thunderstruck. The purpose is to use virtual reality to teach computer science concepts. This was built using the Unity game engine and C# scripts. There are objects in this world that represent concepts like integers, strings, booleans, arrays, stacks, and queues, and each room contains a technical challenge that the player must complete to advance to the next level. I see it as very similar to developers using Minecraft to learn the concept of logic gates, except this is using virtual reality. To end this video, I just want to say I'm very grateful for getting to represent Warp at DubHacks. I feel like hackathons always have a really great energy where students come together with creative ideas and work on technologies they've never worked with before. It's not just me and Elvis that go to hackathons, by the way. Our engineers, Catherine, I Ian, Jack, and I think more people have gone to Tree Hacks in Stanford, MIT Hacks, and more. For us, it's an opportunity to spread the word about Warp and to really meet our users face to face. We are people and a company that are passionate about building new tech, especially tech that helps developers build great software and faster. So please let us know if you're ever interested in having us do a conference or meetup or a hackathon together. We're always looking for more of these opportunities to attend. And yeah, thank you for watching.